How is it going, everybody? This is RBT coming at you with my Sugar Bowl preview / prediction video. The game's going to be January 2nd at 7:30 Central, if I'm not mistaken. The Alabama Crimson Tide playing against the Oklahoma Sooners from the Big 12. The battle of the Crimsons is what they're calling it. And I'm trying to be as unbiased as I can in this video. I mean, we all know that I'm an Alabama fan, and I think I did a pretty good job last season previewing the BCS National Championship game, so I'm trying to do the same in this video. So I do have to do this video kind of quick though, because I have to leave in about 11 minutes for a final, so I gotta hurry up. And also, before I get started, I want to say that I apologize. I didn't come out with my NFL predictions for this week today. I usually do, but it totally slipped my mind yesterday. I'm off schedule now because college football season's over, so I'll do that when I get back from my final later today. All right, so let's get into this game. This is a Oklahoma team that has been up and down this season. They beat Oklahoma State, who was supposedly supposed to be the best team in the Big 12. The West Virginia loss that they had was a fluke. Oklahoma came out. They did what they had to do to win. They went all out. They were fake field goals, doing absolutely anything they could. Trevor Knight ended up getting hurt, the quarterback. He might. We don't know his question. I mean his if he's going to be injured, if he's going to be out of the Sugar Bowl. And frankly, I'm not sure if it would really matter, because Blake Bell came in the second half and played very, very good, led them to a victory, and he played well. Blake Bell alone has been very inconsistent this season. Like in the Texas game where they were absolutely blown out, he played absolutely horrible. Oklahoma starts the season, and their offense was anemic. It was laughable how bad it was. And then I believe they played. Let me see. It was Tulsa they played. Blake Bell came in, and he absolutely lit the scoreboard up. Threw for, I think, close to 400 yards, multiple touchdowns, and then ever since then they'd been doing all right. And then they hit the Texas game and were beat down pretty bad. Also was beaten down pretty bad by Baylor, but they have some pretty nice wins mixed in there. I mean, it's a solid Oklahoma team, and it's not going to be any walk in the park, definitely. Big game Bob's going to have them ready to play, and I'm sure both teams are going to be fired up. And speaking of that, flipping over to Alabama, we all know the question mark from Alabama coming into this game. Are they going to actually be fired up for this game? Is it going to be a repeat of the Utah game in 08? Because, I mean, we all know they're trying to go for the third straight national championship, and they lose, so what's the point playing a BCS Bowl, right? I think they're going to be fired up. I think they are. I mean, there's so many seniors on this team. I mean, A.J. McCarron's last game is a collegiate quarterback, so I think there's internal motivation from a lot of guys last game, so they want to show that this is a completely different team from that 08 team, and because there are some people doubting Alabama because of that 08 game, even though there's not one player left in that team that's on the team now. So I think the coaches will use that as motivation. I mean, obviously they don't want to lose this game, so I think they'll come out fire ready to play, and they'll prove some doubters wrong. All right, back to Oklahoma. They have a couple injuries that have proved to not be so significant, but it'd still help them to have the guys. They're starting defensive tackles out for the season, when they're starting linebackers out for the season. Like I said, Trevor Knight is questionable for the game. He injured his shoulder in that last Oklahoma State game, but don't want to say lucky because of the injury, but Blake Bell comes in and wins the game for him. Who else? Their cornerback, one of the cornerbacks, is injured for the season, and then Trey Millard, their hybrid, he plays about every single position on offense. He's out for the season too. So some pretty big injuries. I mean, like I said, we don't know about Trevor Knight, but even if he's not hurt, I don't think it's going to be a big deal for Oklahoma, because I still think Blake Bell's a pretty solid quarterback most of the time. So, but it's still, injuries don't help, so that's something to look at. And, I mean, this is, like I said, an Oklahoma team that's been very inconsistent at times. When they played Baylor, their quarterbacks were horrible. When they played Texas, quarterbacks were horrible. So I just really don't see Oklahoma getting enough offensive production to beat Alabama. That's simple. I just don't see where they'll be able to beat us. I really don't. I mean, Blake Bell, like I said, he can run the football, and that can be something to hurt us. But I just don't, against solid defenses this season. What solid defenses has he played um, to really give you confidence going up against the Alabama team? Um, Oklahoma State was a pretty decent defense. I'll give you that. They're actually pretty good. Baylor has a solid defense. They only scored 12. Texas is not a great defense, and he really struggled in that game. So it's just a lot of inconsistency from the Oklahoma offense, and I wouldn't bet on inconsistency going up against Alabama Crimson Tide defense, which for the most part of the season has been great, just like last season if you take out the Auburn game. But Oklahoma can run the football. They have two really good running backs, a pretty good duo. Clay and Damian Williams combined for 13 touchdowns this season, about 1,400 yards. So they can run the football. They average 240 yards a game on the ground, which is 18th in the country. So that, I think that's helped out a little bit by Blake Bell, because he can run the football, especially if they get in the goal line. Blake Bell's gonna be running in. That's how it is. That's how he got his start at Oklahoma when last couple seasons, and with Landry Jones, and he comes in and goal line, and he ran for a ton of touchdowns last season. They call him, was it the Belldozer or Blake Belldozer, right? Yeah. But they have a couple nice receivers. Sterling Shepard's nice guy, nice receiver, and Jalen Saunders is somebody that can beat you. But really, I just don't. They don't have that receiver. If you see the teams that's had success against Alabama this season offensively, aside from Auburn, it's not the slot guys, it's not the speedsters, it's the guys with big size, like Mike Evans. That's a perfect example there. Mike Evans, they have Mike Evans on their team, a guy with that size at least? No, they don't. Jalen Saunders, the best receiver, I believe he's 5'8", 5'9". So that's something I don't think they have success passing, throwing the football, and it's going to be a struggle, I believe, offensively for Oklahoma. They might break a couple big runs, the running backs, so they do have a pretty solid running game, but I don't expect Blake Bell to play well. Maybe he can run for a couple yards to make up for that, but I just don't see their offense playing well at all in this game. Now on the flip side, Oklahoma, they have a pretty decent defense. Take out the Baylor game, and they haven't allowed more than 30 points just a couple times this season. They've allowed 30 to Texas and Kansas and Baylor. So it's a decent defense. Like I said, they had some injuries, but they're pretty good. I wouldn't expect this to be a walk in the park by any means. I expect them to play real tough. There's a difference in between being fired up and coming out flat. I think they'll be fired up, but maybe too fired up. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe they come out production-wise flat, and that would not surprise me at all. What I'm trying to say is Alabama will be fired up, but in a game like this, I think Oklahoma will be a little bit more fired up because it's the first BCS Bowl in a couple seasons. So they'll be fired up. They want to improve it. Everybody in the country is picking against them. So if Oklahoma comes out strong starting the game, I would not be surprised if they come out to an early lead. But eventually, I don't think, even in the Auburn game, when it seemed like we struggled mightily, we still ran the ball pretty well. We didn't run the ball in crucial situations, but we ran the ball pretty well. So I expect us to run the ball all right. I expect AJ to have a pretty good game throwing the football. We've been consistent on offense pretty much all season, aside from the freaking Mississippi State game. We played pretty decent offensively against Auburn, except in crucial situations. That's the thing. Aside from fourth downs, we played well. And I don't want to talk about the game anymore. But it's AJ's last game. There's so many seniors. CJ Mosley's last game, possibly Clinton Dix's last game, Deion Ballew's last game. A couple guys in the defensive line, such as Adrian Hubbard, might be gone, leaving for the draft. So Trey DePriest might be gone. So it's a combination of things. I think that it'll create enough internal motivation for Alabama to come out and not be flat like the Utah game. Playing in the Sugar Bowl, that obviously isn't as much motivation as playing in the national championship, but still, it's a BCS Bowl. I expect them to come out, play well. Maybe Oklahoma comes out to a big lead, but I expect Alabama to win the game. in the end. But it's going to be a very tough game. I expect Oklahoma not to lay down lightly, have nothing but respect for the program. They play football the right way there, and you can't. How can you not respect somebody whose colors are also crimson? But at the end, I have Alabama winning this game 35-21 over the Oklahoma Sooners. And I believe that's a little bit less than the spread right now, if I'm not mistaken. I think the spread, what is the spread? If you guys don't mind me looking it up. But I have 35-21 as a 2-touchdown game, which I think Oklahoma fans are just glad to play in the game. I'm not sure if really any Oklahoma fans expect to win, but you got to be proud of what your team has done. I mean, they've looked very bad, but then at times they look very good. I mean, they beat an Oklahoma State team, which I think is definitely a top 10 team in the country. Let's see, Oklahoma Alabama spread. They are -15. Well, Alabama's a 15-point favorite, so I'm a little bit under this spread. I got a 14-point victory, but that's what I got, guys. So hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like if you did. I gotta get out of here. I should be leaving right now, but hope you enjoyed. Like I said, please leave a comment in the comment section below with your prediction on the game. Let me know what you thought about the video, and give me a score with your prediction. Please leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Please follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/S3RTR. Until next time, guys, roll tide, go Sox, and go Titans to you. Catch you guys probably later today because I got to do my NFL prediction video. And then I'll come out at you the next couple of days with more and more preview videos for the BCS Bowl games. And eventually I'll come out with all of them. So that's it, guys. See you later today. Peace.